for the Animal Welfare Control Board meeting for December 27th. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. With the agenda in front of us, do we need to make an amendments to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, first, Charlie second. All approved?
Aye.
Okay. Wait for her to sit down here.
Oh, there's
Karen. This is that city ordinance from Tell City about selling without a. I said I could get in. And again, I apologize for my spelling. It's supposed to be minutes instead of meetings on the approval.
Oh, okay. All right. Let her get situated here.
How are you, Karen?
All right, with the minutes that was sent to everybody for 11/16/23. You have a chance to go over them.
Didn't get any minutes.
Other than spelling from the minutes, I apologize for the one misspelled word.
Did you send them to us, Charlie?
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't get
you didn't get them either?
I didn't think I got any either.
Sent on the 17th,
Oh, well, I probably.
17th of November.
Yeah,
November. Oh, November.
yeah, I sent them
That was Friday.
probably the next day after
Okay.
our meeting, because
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
did
to make
think
sure I
so.
got them out.
Does anybody need to make any changes to the minutes other than the misspelling that Charlie has proofread?
Corrected.
Somebody want to go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes as read?
You looking for them, Karen?
Let me see who it all was sent to. Make sure.
I thought I sent it all.
Yeah.
I do remember getting some from, they were from the October,
No,
Oh,
there's
they're from
actually
November.
November,
Yeah,
the
November.
next day.
Yeah.
November meeting, yeah.
Should be from November 17th, 2023 at 10:08 a.m. I mean, look, finding them. Say sometimes, might have went to, I don't know, sometimes it,
Spam.
yeah, it could go to spam or junk.
The only other change also is it showed in here that the next meeting was 12/26 and it was moved to 12/27.
Which is tonight.
Oh, you getting close?
Say 11:18.
Yeah, late 17, 11, 18.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
All right, make a
I'd like to
motion.
make a motion to approve the minutes,
I'll second.
9:16.
All approve.
Aye.
All right. Looks like we are ready for public comments. Jim, you don't have anything?
I'm waiting to see what you guys have. Do you mind if I comment on your discussions after you have your discussion?
We can.
Okay.
I guess the only thing I want to tell you is that I'm in the process of contacting, as I said before, every county in the state of Indiana through the auditor's office to find out exactly what their position is. I've got the list of all the counties that do have the county option dog tax, and it's not even what the Indiana did gave me is not even up to date. They gave me a list on the list that was given from the controller's office was nine different counties. So far I've only found 6 that have that.
Out of 92 counties.
92 counties. So, as you know, I'm pushing Mesmer, but first of all, I'm trying to get all my contacts in every county to try to find out if I can get a co-sponsor, and then I'm going to be kind of pushing Mesmer to get rid of the county option dog tax. That the whole plan is, if you've got any kind of law that only less than 10% of the counties are participating, it should be highly considered to get rid of it. There's no use for it, and it's hindering us in our own county because we can't license without having a county option dog tax. If the animal control board decides they want the license, we need to really push it, get rid of it as soon as possible.
Okay.
The only other thing is we can license cats. And I think maybe we should really pursue that as soon as possible. Because that's the problem. That's the major problem we've got in this county is the cat problem. So, up to you guys what you want to do. I pursue it.
I think it's getting a little better under control, but still, yeah.
Spring's on the horizon again,
Yeah.
My house is not.
unfortunately.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Well, we don't have nobody up to here to update us on the shelter unless you know of anything that's come new to us.
I'm waiting on another quote for the pen to be built outside, the outdoor pen. From another contractor, I'd like to have 2, if not 3 quotes.
Mm-hmm.
There is one, but I'm waiting on another. And hopefully I can get that all going and approved and everything before spring. But, it would be nice when they're really busy there and they don't have enough people to walk the dogs, the volunteers and stuff, and the dogs can go out and get them some exercise and run and play. And it's going to be a really nice sized pen. And so hopefully that'll come across before long.
Is that a concrete bottom or a rock bottom?
No, rock, it's just going to be the ground. And they did go in and go ahead and finish the back kennel walls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those that have the RFP board all the way around. And they went in ahead and finished them up. And I haven't been there to look at them. I mean, I've been there, but not went out and looked at them myself. But that's another plus.
And I must comment, I think they're doing a really good job as far as getting volunteers and stuff, it seems like, as far as fostering pets and, when people come walk the dogs and stuff, it seems like they've had a good, on social media, they've had a good platform as far
Yes, they have.
as far as getting help like that, which is it's astonishing, really.
It's I don't know how we did without our shelter for the years that we did.
I don't think
Because I
anybody
see it
has.
now and what's happening and the turmoil that has went on. But then, now it's getting lined out and yeah, they are full again. But it seems like once they get a break and get a few pins open or a few things open, boom, they get this big surge to come in. But, yeah, I myself adopted 2 dogs. And,
Saw that. Thank you.
but
Beagles.
I couldn't just do one. I had to get,
Beagle.
yeah, I had to get 2. So now I got 4. But that's okay. That's okay. They got a whole bunch of ground to run on. But, yeah, it's been a blessing with Molly and Ann there
Yeah.
and all the volunteers, Jordan, and, you know, my hat goes off to Jordan. She's there every minute that she's not working. And, I really appreciate it. And Megan Butler, she's been super. And, all the people that have donated, and it's just all the community, the way it has pulled together has absolutely just stunned me. Like I said, I don't know how we did without this shelter as long as we did.
That's for sure. All right, well, that's kind of pretty much 2 our subjects there, 5 and 6. All right, animal control officer. We have any no news on that one yet?
No, nothing. I don't know where funding would come from to start with, but it, you know, we've asked, you know, we need an animal control officer. Now, is it going to take more time? Yeah.
Mhm.
But the thing about it is, this is where law enforcement is going to have to work with the shelter now, you know, until we do get an animal control officer. Because people do not distinguish. They think the shelter is animal control, and they are not. They are shelter. But Molly does, out of the goodness of her heart, her and Ann both, if there's a situation, they will go. But, you know, if we had an animal control officer, it would be so much better.
Well, I also understand there was an incident maybe yesterday or Christmas Day about a dog that supposedly was injured, and they brought it into the shelter, but all they wanted was the vaccinations. And they
Yes.
tried to explain that is not a vet
No.
office, that
No.
shelter.
They don't do boosters, vaccinations,
Right.
anything down there. No.
So I think this being live streamed, that people will hear it, and
Right.
hopefully they'll understand that that's not what that organization's for.
Right. They're there for the shelter and care of the animals is what it is.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought, well, I guess somebody tried thinking he was gonna pull a freebie on us.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
That's not what they're there for.
No.
It's,
Did they go in or did they call? They called them at home.
I'm not for sure if they went in or they called. Did you, Charlie?
I'm not really sure. The way it read, it was the dog was brought into them, and then they realized what they were there for, and that's when,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was Molly or
And
Ann
I
that
think there's a
told
little
them.
turmoil over it and
Yeah.
some hard feelings, but
But that's not their
That's not their-
responsibility.
no, it's not their
No.
job. That's not the shelter's responsibility to do that.
And all they had to do was call the Humane Society, and we would have helped them.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that, Jim.
I know, and no
They
matter
see-
how many times
They see a place to go
we
to.
educate them,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all of them here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, if you have an animal that's been injured and you have no means for a vet, you can get a hold of the Humane Society and they will help you. You
I
know,
think that's where people don't distinguish the difference between Humane
Right.
Society, animal shelter, welfare board.
Yeah.
They don't,
Hopefully in 6 months, year and a half, they can be combined.
I think that probably, you know, and it's getting better. You know, I think probably it's just some education is what it is getting the word out and letting people know who does what. There's jobs for each of the entities. So,
like you said, hopefully.
Well,
it'll be
and I've brought this point up before, and some of you are not old enough to remember it, but Becky, you and I and Jim, used to be, it was one organization,
mhm,
and then it split up. And I always say, when you have more than one organization trying to do the same thing, sometimes it's more of a hindrance than it is a help. So hopefully everybody can get on the same page, and we do what's best for the community and the animals.
I think we're all headed in the right direction right now.
Yes.
It's
by
a lot
far,
better than what it was, a lot better.
compared to where we were last year at this time.
Shoot, I know it. But I don't know about this animal control officer yet, so that's just out in the wind.
Yep.
That's not something that's gonna come about until they're,
That's not an
Budgeting
overnight thing, just like the
money.
shelter was.
Right.
Mhm.
Got to start from a seed and build on after that.
Yes.
All right. Well, as far as the update on the county ordinances,
Okay, the updates that we did, and I showed everybody, you know, at that one meeting we had, when was it? October, about the armory, when we had that. I made notes and went all through there, and I took them to Attorney Foster, and he is drafting up a new ordinance. Well, it's a revised ordinance. Some things came out, some things stayed in. And, you know, some of the things that stayed in were rephrased. And it may take him a little while, but he's gonna draft the ordinance, and then that will have to be taken to all 3 cities and the commissioners to be approved. So when he gets it done, he'll get it to me, and then I'll get copies of all of it. That way we'll have enough for all of us, for all the commissioners, for the city councils, Canton, Tell City, and Troy. And then that way, you know, they can approve it or not. But it needs to be one ordinance for the whole county, because when you get these patrolmen out here, law enforcement out here, trying to figure out where they are. You know, you might have a Tell City address, but you might be in the county.
Mhm.
They need one ordinance that they can go by and pick it up. So it can be, every copy of it can be put in each patrol car. And that way they can look at that ordinance, and that's it.
so that included like the anti-tethering.
Yes, yes.
all right. So that's in draft mode.
Charlie, did you want to explain
Yes. Yes.
the incidents that went on?
Yes, apparently we had a situation at Taco Bell where an individual from across the river was there trying to sell dogs. A member of the board approached them and had a lengthy discussion. After that situation, we talked about contacting the city, and I did. Got a copy of their city ordinance about selling things without a permit. And then I spoke with Chief Lou Allen regarding this, and he informed me that if this happens again, that whoever, a board member or a resident, they can contact the police department. They'll send an officer there, and they will enforce this ordinance. I think this is something that we can use until the other ordinance is set in
Correct.
place.
Right.
But we can stop this from someone just bringing a litter of pups and trying to sell them on the streets.
Thank you.
That's good. And thank you for doing that, Charlie.
Yep. Thanks, Charlie.
It's not just animals, right? Just everything.
It's vendors. If you sell anything.
Right.
You have to have a permit. And they have to be purchased through the clerk's office at either here at the courthouse or the city accountant or city, Tell City, or, and they're not free.
But at least it shows that they went through the effort to
Exactly.
do it. It's still just the ones that aren't doing it.
Right.
And it also gives you information on who's trying to do it.
Mhm.
Whenever they issue that,
Yeah.
Right.
a fine on it, then you know who to watch. Maybe they slapped their hand.
Yep.
And I would imagine the first time that they're called, they'll probably just ask them to move on without citing them. But if it continues, they get another complaint about the same person at a different location, I would say probably would be cited on the second.
And in the ordinance revision, the permits for the selling of animals on public roadways is going to be very expensive. And the fines are going to be very expensive. So that will detour a lot of
Exactly.
this happening.
All right, Tanya had sent all of us CADs from
Mhm.
bite reports. Did anybody have a chance to go through them?
I looked over them. Is the shelter still getting calls about other animals other than cats and dogs? Was there a cat about a wild animal?
Seems to me like there was, but I don't, Molly doesn't deal. with-
Right, that's
with that.
right. Maybe the board needs to address this with Tell City,
Mhm.
and especially the dispatchers, that they do have DNR, that
Yeah,
they can turn those calls over to, that doesn't fall under,
what was it?
and I think with the new ordinance, the way it'll be spelled out, what animals that the shelter
Yes,
will be taken care of.
yes.
Just trying to figure out which one was that.
It seems like the CADs this month seems like the CADs are getting a little bit less
Yes.
each month.
Yes.
Not this link. Did you notice
Right.
that? I don't know if it was
It's
just me or what.
The sick fox you talking
Yeah,
about?
Hopefully got them all as well. Hope we got all the CADs that there was sent in, but yeah, they were, for being in December, I thought it was quite considerably less from what it used to
Yeah.
be.
I mean, before it was like
Mhm.
a lot coming from the county and then coming from both cities and,
We'll probably get bombarded with them
oh my,
January.
don't say that.
But like I say, I was trying to look through it as far as repeat offenders, and I didn't really.
Mhm.
I mean, other than majority of it seemed like dogs running around, or
Mhm.
people are afraid the dogs are going to bite them. Or
And I will say something with social media. I'm not a big social media person, but it's now people, if they see a dog loose, out on the streets or running across the roadway, they'll put it on there. Is this your dog or something?
Yeah,
And normally it is. Somebody will claim that dog or cat.
yeah,
And I think that's great because they have found a lot of animals.
before they got to this point here.
Right,
Mhm.
before they got called to dispatch or got taken to the shelter. And a couple of them, I think, have been taken down to the shelter and the people go down and get them.
And I think that was the product of, that's probably another product of having a shelter. People are more willing to do the right thing on their own instead of just waiting around. And
Right,
if a dog is scared or something, I mean, they can at least get it to where it's been found. And like I say, there's been a few that have been found just within the last week, I think.
yeah, there was several.
So,
And I think that's a good thing, that people put it on social media that,
yeah,
take a picture of it, then it's at this location. And a lot of people, I think I seen one a couple days ago, a dog was seen on 14th Street, and this woman got on there, she goes, "Oh, that's my dog. It always comes home at night." I'm going, but at least she claimed it,
Mhm. All right, so yeah, cats were down.
I think they were
Considerably.
considerably less myself.
Okay, I've got a question about that, shelter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shut up. The police, sometimes police will be cooperative in bringing out, like a smaller dog.
Yes,
Do they take it to the outside kennel?
if the shelter is open, Molly or Ann or whoever is there, if they have room inside, they will put the dog inside. Or if they don't have room, it goes in the outside kennels.
I forgot to tell you that, I'm actually, my Christmas present to the shelter is whenever I get into Menards, they have a sale going on now, probably a sale. I'm getting a solar powered floodlight for that door at the entrance there. So if anybody at night approach the outside shelter, that light would come on.
Mhm.
2 reasons. One, so they can see, and also like the security, and it's solar powered, so.
Mhm. Well, that's nice, thank you.
So that's once I get there and get it, I'll.
Yeah.
Get that installed.
They still got 12% off yet, Jim.
Another.
Hey, every little bit counts.
Yes, it does.
I think they got it off till the beginning of the year, so. Well, as far as bite reports, we've had anything from last month. I never got no
I
emails or
haven't.
nothing, so.
Did anybody, did you check with,
Kim,
yeah,
I haven't heard anything from her.
she usually won't call you,
Okay,
you have to get in contact with her.
okay.
So as far as we know, there either is none or we just don't know about it.
And I will contact her tomorrow and I will send everybody a text message if there has
Okay.
been.
So she
Yep, send
usually,
it to the group.
I would call, call, leave a message, or I'd email her or whatever to send me the bite reports and, or, scan them in and send them to me,
Yeah.
but sometimes that didn't work out too good.
We'll get that taken care
Well, as far as good of the order.
of. I do have one thing we've been discussing about next year. And it looks like we're going to be looking at the fourth Tuesday of every month at 6 o'clock. We thought that was going to cause a problem with the commissioners, but I think they're going to go the third. So, Tuesday, and we'll go the fourth Tuesday.
Yeah, we really
At
need to
6
get that in the
o'clock.
calendar book for the whole
And
year.
I will do that. I was going to wait until after the meeting tomorrow night, commissioners meeting, make sure they've got that set. And then I will get with the auditor's office the next day
Mhm. Put it in the
and
calendar.
type up a calendar and send to everybody
Yeah.
and make sure it gets to the news.
Mhm.
And I've been putting it on Facebook myself about
Yeah.
the meetings.
That was another thing too, there for a little while when I was doing that temporary secretary job you're doing, is I would get a hold of Katie Wilburn at the news and have put in community events.
Where is their office now?
Right over here.
It's over, I thought it was on 12th Street. I stopped on 12th Street, but I actually sent an email to Brooke
Okay.
and told him about this meeting, but I don't get the paper, so I don't know if there was
Yeah,
anything
it
about
wasn't in
this
there.
meeting or not. Okay, but as soon as I get the schedule, I'll get
Okay.
Katie for the whole year.
Yeah, Katie usually does a really good job. She does it for y'all too, doesn't she, Jim? Yeah.
And I will put at the bottom of that schedule, some dates may have to be changed depending on
Mhm.
what's going on, like if they're having the early elections out here, we may have to move
Right.
it to another location.
Right. Something else too, Karen, your appointment is up at the end of the month, and you need to send a letter to, it would be to County, Smokey and the council, because that should come on their first agenda on their appointments for the first of the year. So the sooner you can get that one emailed,
That tomorrow.
okay. And then Charlie, yours is up, so you'll get yours.
You're right, mine's
closer.
already been submitted.
Okay.
I've got a question about that, I forgot about that. Is there anything in the, I forgot to put, darn it, I was gonna look at that. If they don't get to that the person that's appointed would continue until, I forgot to look at that under,
Until someone is appointed.
right, I'm gonna have to look at that.
There's nothing in there that says that, but
That should be maybe just a little
Mhm.
addition.
if they, there's time that, Karen can put her letter in, or I don't know how they advertise or what they do.
Right.
I don't even know if Canton does advertise one.
I have no idea.
They just
I
usually take a letter and then,
I spoke to,
yeah, because we had that one guy for 2 days.
He was actually a nice
Mhm.
guy, I talked to him beforehand, but he didn't know what he was naive about what was.
He was
going on.
naive about what was going on, and that, that's his doing. But, yeah,
and I'm assuming that I'm going to be reappointed, according to the mayor from the council.
I'm not assuming anything. No, I wasn't.
All right.
Your position with Smokey is.
There is one meeting for next year that is gonna throw a conflict, and that is the next year's December
December
meeting,
because of
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Okay,
what days is Christmas next year?
Tuesday. Well, Christmas is on Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, next year.
24.
Christmas Eve.
We
Be
can
on.
change it.
We can move
We
that
can work
around.
around that,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I'll put
Is that
a
right for you?
quotation by it saying
Yeah.
to be determined.
Yeah,
Okay,
December, yeah, because right now, the way it's looking for that meeting would possibly have to be the 17th or the 10th, or 3rd, 10th, or the 17th.
Mhm.
Or we can, like I say, it all depends. It all depends on the schedule, this room being booked.
What I may do is on that schedule, I
To be
send out for
determined, yeah.
December to be determined,
Yep. we'll
Yeah.
do
the
that.
date.
But like I say, as far as all the other dates, everything seem like it should be good, because that's the only holiday that's on a Tuesday next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
Shouldn't be too bad, which,
Well, in
Why not?
November, I know they'll have, October and November, they'll have early voting.
Early voting.
Yeah, because that's county.
I mean, those are probably, we'll just move them to the Armory.
Yeah, we can do that. We can move them out to the Armory.
location to be determined in November.
Right.
Or be October, more or less. Yeah, October.
Because they have the early voting out here.
And as far, primary in April. I don't see. I mean, for the primary
Do
in
they
May.
have early voting for the primary? I think they,
Yeah, they do.
So April would be another one that would be.
Possibility.
but I don't know what the dates are.
The
But
date 20.
There has to
yeah.
be opposition
Yeah.
for it to be a primary.
Mhm.
So after the first of the year, we'll
That's
know.
one we'll just have to wait and see
Right.
Yeah.
there.
And
Yeah,
I-
December's the major
And
one.
I'll put a notice at the bottom that these dates are tentative. They may
Right.
have to be changed due to unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dates are tentative and location will be tentative also.
Mm-hmm.
Time wise, keep them at 6.
6:00.
Yeah.
That good for you?
That's works. It's just gonna have to be what it is.
Okay.
Something else I'd like to bring up also is, we need to be looking at in the spring, maybe April, to go into some of the schools and doing an educational program. So people be rolling stuff around in your mind and what we want to do and,
Is Kim still trying to come up with a curriculum?
that I don't
Somebody
know
had
the
mentioned
issue.
that.
I haven't talked to her anymore about it. She's been like super busy.
It don't have to be anything big and elaborate and all that, if we wanted to take some shelter dogs with us and take Molly or Ann or maybe both of them or Jimmy or, to the schools, I'm available, most all the time.
I did this several times, but we're talking about 15, 19, 20 years ago. I was
Yeah.
doing that. And it's, boy, those kids are extremely receptive. to that.
Oh, sure they are. Sure they are.
The other good thing is if you can get some kind of like the little flyers
Mm-hmm.
to give them, they take that home and
Mhm.
they teach their parents this. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
And that's where we can educate them the difference between the shelter and the humane society or what we do.
How to treat an animal, how to take care of an animal, the responsibilities of having any animal.
And you can also pick, say, certain grades.
Mhm.
Like,
We like to go to the 4th grade, I think that's what we said, that's the most impressionable years.
fourth grade. Yeah, because after that, they know everything.
Well, yeah, I know they probably know everything in 2nd grade.
But I think all the schools are very receptive for
Yes.
it. So,
And we do need to go to all 3 school
Yes.
systems, all 3.
So remember, by the way, I also announced this, as of Monday, Ann will be the president, so she works with the public. She may give me assignments, but I have to go through Ann and the directors. So now, you've got Ann at the shelter for both, she can answer both ways, because she's gonna have.
Right.
I ran for vice president for a period of time, so I can totally retire to help her out in case, she had medical reasons because of her accident with kids, or until she finds a person she can trust that knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
I just ran for vice president, but so she'll give me assignments, but as of January, I don't know who's gonna be here. I may show up if she says, okay, Jim can do that. But
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask Ann.
Well, James, you have anything else you want for tonight, or you?
No, I just want to
Looks
let you
good.
guys know that I have already been working, I've already contacted about 10 counties. And the ones that I'm pushing for now is the counties that actually, the 6 counties that are on either side of their county of population. I'm trying to find out if they've got the same problems. But here's what I found out, and you probably already know, I know better than this. Perry County is kind of, different because 2/3 of the population of Perry County live within 2 miles actually within Troy Township or closer.
Yeah.
So most of these other counties, they have maybe 2 or 3 little towns, so they may not have the big cat problem that we've got. So I'm trying to find out the populations of the counties that have large cities that are pretty bit large compared to the county, so I can get with those people and say, I need to know who your legislature is, and try to find a sponsor to start pushing the issue of getting rid of this county option wealth tax. Because, like, for instance, Spencer County has more population than we have. But they have 3 towns that are about equal size. All of them are smaller, basically, than Tell City. But when you add them together, they're about the same size. But so they take care of their problems. For instance, Dale, Chrisney, Rockport, all of these are smaller.
Grandview.
But you add them up, so every county is kind of has its own problem situation.
Everything's, all of them are unique.
Every situation's different.
Well, and again, I think the whole key is to let the legislatures know that there shouldn't be a law that maintain a law that only less than 10% of the counties
Abide by it.
Yeah.
That's my key speech that I'll be giving.
What is the closest county around that does have that?
There,
Did you get,
I would say Harrison County, do they?
Harrison County, see.
I would think Vanderburgh would.
No.
No.
Vandenberg does not?
County is a huge population. It has a huge population, but it's supposed to have the county on the dog tax, but it doesn't.
They don't enforce it.
Jackson, I've got, these are the counties I got pushing towards. Crawfordsville, Montgomery County, Crawfordsville. Like I said, I'll go through this a little bit better and give you a report every month of what I'm doing and who I've been talking to, so that you'll know if I got somebody that I think's going to push this. By the way, the other last part of that is, in the ordinance, under section 2, when it talks about licensing, okay? They got rid of section 2. But licensing stated in the county option dog tax, in our ordinance states dogs, cats, and ferrets. If you just remove the word dog from all of those statements, then reinstate that, but what portion of it you want to reinstate? Because the state law only says you have, for dogs, you have to have a county option dog tax in order to tax them, in order to license. But if you remove that word, that you can reinstate parts of section 2. Now, there's gonna be opposition to that. And it mostly the kennel, the people that are, and again, it's gonna be a lot of the coon hunters, because the coon hunters did not want, this all started in 2011, whenever I approached the coon hunters and said, look, we need to get control over these kennels that are putting out these puppy mills. They're sick dogs and problem dogs. And they didn't want us to have any information whatsoever on their business, because that's a lucrative business. Coon dogs, $3, $5, $8, $10,000 for a coon dog. They didn't want the county or anybody else to know what their business was. So that's why I did one thing. But if we kind of, like I said, I'm a member of the Coon Club. So if I can go to the Coon Club and say, look, we might be able to modify this a bit. As long as you guys understand, we got to get on top of these all of these problems we've had in the last 3 months, the major problems for all 40 problems. All
Yes, we have.
And the only way we're going to get rid of that is to get a license. so you know how many people have how many animals. So please start thinking about this licensing. Maybe you guys got any input on that? Your thoughts? I'm not talking about cattle, man.
I hope not.
By the way, is cattle prices still up there, or are they?
They've leveled off some, but
Mhm.
they're still projected to be good for the next few years yet.
So
So the
anyway,
rebuilding out west is done.
Yes. I've been very pleased with what we have sold.
I will be pushing the commissioners personally, you know. I cannot, I'm not gonna be speaking for the Humane Society, because that's up to Dan and the directors. But I will do that personally, really be pushing it. And you may be seeing me talking to Bedford, Channel 14, and Channel 25 about this. Because there's problems right now in Warren County. You're aware of that, I'm sure. Is everybody aware of that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the commissioners took over the animal shelter there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, not only that, they fired
Yep.
three of the health department employees
Mhm.
today. And
I seen that on the
they
news.
also, the problem, where that came from, by the way, is politics. 3 months ago,
They
the,
were vaccinated. Vaccines our cars.
3 months ago, this whistleblower got somebody in to take tests for radioactive radon in the buildings in the county, in Park County. And the commissioners weren't aware that this was going on until a certain point. But the health department knew about it. And that's the reason why everything blew up, is because somebody blew a whistle about, and that's, now they've got to try to correct this problem. And they felt they should go ahead, and that's what started the feud, was right there.
Mhm.
And then something else happened that the word got around, and that's why they.
Actually, what I'm thinking is that the commissioners have control, isn't that right, Charlie? Commissioners have control of their animal
Yes.
shelter down there in Elmore County.
And the person that was running it, didn't she have all the vaccines in her house?
Yeah, she had them in her car and in her house.
Yeah,
That's a big no-no.
Mhm. You don't know.
well, that's the thing that I'm sure that Molly found out real quick, because I told Molly, I said, whenever they give you certain rights to be able to euthanize, the law states you gotta make an absolute perfect record of how much you use and how much you use. And that wasn't done in Spencer County either, so.
Well, Molly and them don't do any of that at the
And that's the
shelter.
smartest decision
Right.
there is
They
too.
take them to the vet. They
Yeah.
take them.
Oh, I know, I'm
Birth
just
control.
saying.
That's what vets do.
Eventually, though, they may be given that right, and so they need to know.
I don't know. But that's not up to me. That's Molly is contracted with the shelter and she can do as she
I think she's
sees
doing,
fit.
I think she's doing fantastic.
Oh, you don't find no better.
Yep, we definitely found the perfect person for that.
Yep.
Or she found us, is what it should
Yeah,
say.
she found us.
She found us. All right. Well, other than that, it looks like we don't have nobody else here tonight. Looks like we'll probably make this an early meeting, a quick meeting.
There you go.
Make
Does
a
anybody
motion to
make a
adjourn.
motion to join the meeting,
To adjourn the meeting.
6:47,
Make that motion.
I'll second.
meeting adjourned. See you all next year.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
There you go. Ian.
Anyway.